Morning gang. Morning gang. Measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, measure 3 times, cut once. Four over one. Got it, I think. Good morning, guys. Good morning, gang. Slaving away in a hot kitchen this morning, and it is hot up here. It is hot. What have we got today here? 36 or 35. Humidity's not too bad. And sizing. Sizing 4. We've got big sheets of Takinaga. And out of each one is going to come 8 Ukiyo-e Hero Sprints. And the 2 that are going to be done, this is for, half of them are for the Dragon's Gift design. And half of them are for one of the older ones, the Yokai Dracula design. And you're looking at, what are they, 28 bucks a sheet. I guess it depends on the dollars. $28 a sheet, and there's 18 sheets here. So we've got $1 or $2 worth of paper. Today's stream brought to you by, I forget, what have I got today? Mango ore. Milk mango. Excuse me. Someone's asking, a lot of sizing work today. There is a lot more than I can do on the stream. I know I might actually basically be sizing all day long. I'm not quite sure. My limit is by the number of clips that I've got to hang stuff up. But on the stream this morning, it'll be a single batch. What did I say? 18 sheets cut in half, so it's 36 pieces of paper here. So it'll pretty much take up our time. No, the brush can't be in there because I'm still actually cooking the size. It's going to come back. Try turning this around. Hang on a second. I don't want to give everybody seasick, but let's turn it around here. Across our fabulously modern sink area over to the stove. We have 2 pans running this morning. One pan had 500 cc's of water and it had the alum. We dissolved the alum separately. And this pan had 1500 cc's of water, and the gelatin was soaking overnight. I'm a long way from the microphone. Maybe you can hear me still. I don't know. back to the microphone here. The left pan, you see, it's empty now. There was 500 cc's of water in the left pan with alum soaking, and I dissolved that this morning. Then the right-hand pan had 1500 cc's of water, and I had 120 grams of Nicola. The mix we're using today, there's 2 liters altogether, and it'll be 60 grams of glue per liter, with 15% of that, 9 grams of Milban alum per liter. And I cooked it up this morning. I put it up, brought it nearly to boil, dissolved everything, and it's been sitting there now for half an hour. I'm going to transfer that now over to our bin. And 2 liters really probably wasn't enough for this job. I think I should have made 3 actually. Have a good soapy brush. Bank of spray guns, misting paper followed by brush. Yeah, sure, you could build a machine to do this, I'm sure. It's a question of investment and how many sheets you do at a single time. I know commercial paper, I know there's such a thing as machine-made washi paper, and it is of course sized mechanically. They've got whatever, dip systems or brush systems or spray systems. There's lots of ways it could be done. Our problem is our production run is so low, it's impossible to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars building a machine for it. The other advantage of doing it by hand, of course, is that we can control batch by batch by batch. When the weather changes, the ratio has to change, the speed I put it on has to change. To build a machine with that kind of flexibility, of course, could be done, but my God, what a production, you know. If you've been with us last year, you know we've built Mark 1 and Mark 2 of sizing machines, which is a roller system. We run the paper through it on rollers and hang it up, and it's much, much, much faster than this. But we had trouble with the stability, and we're actually going to try it again later this year, I think, when I can get on my feet again, after opening the new shop. So yeah, it can be mechanized, of course it can be mechanized. Go to our local auto body shop or something, ask them to spray it for us. Who knows? One side, eh? People ask me about favorite stuff. You know, I got in trouble with the TV people. They're here preparing for the filming for this TV show, which starts tomorrow in Ome. And I had a semi-fight with the guy last night about this. He said, okay, we're wrapping up the preparation now. We need one more thing. When you're visiting the studio on September the 7th to do this, we'll need to know what's your favorite kanji, your favorite Chinese character. I said, I don't do that. Forget it. I don't. He says, oh yeah, we need you in the studio. We need you to draw your favorite kanji on a sheet of paper. And I said, out. No, no, no. You want me to do that kind of performing seal trick? We're finished. Out. He says, no, we need to do this. Everybody who joins this program does it. You make your choice, not this guy. I'm not going to be your performing clown. So he went back to his executive producer last night, and they think I'm being stubborn. So we'll see. I don't think they're going to cancel at this point, but I'm not going to do a performing trick for them. The bristles are not goat hair. Yeah, I guess it is goat hair. Sheep or goat, I don't know. Goat hair, I guess. I'm confused about the hair, because somebody was posting yesterday on one of these streams about our printing brushes and said they were goat hair, and that's wrong. Our printing brushes are horse. They're all horse hair. I don't have one in front of me. The printing brushes are horse. Stiff and yet soft at the tips. These brushes are softer. Yagi, goat. Again, there's 4 prints coming out of each sheet here. 4 of the Ukiyo-e Heroes prints are coming from each sheet. Okay, am I ready? I wish I had made 3 liters. You know, this is probably not going to be enough. Times at 8:12. I think just a second here. Blood type. They've already been through that. That was the first couple of crap questions they asked me. Okay, I think here, gang. Sorry to be a bit ditty this morning. I think we're going to need more. I'm going to pre-soak another 60 grams so that if I can have to continue, I can do it. Excuse me a minute, back to the sink. I'm going to soak this. Okay, get to work, get to work, get to work, get to work. So here we go. Paper ready, computer ready, we're on. Brush ready, doses ready. What do you say? Am I upset? I'm not upset. I went banging and clanging. I rinsed the bowl. They're metal pots and pans. I rinsed one quickly, put it on the stove. Upset. Do I get upset? I guess so. I don't know. Whatever, doesn't everybody? Here, the brushes to show. It's the printing brushes. We use these brushes for printing. These are horsehair, stiff horsehair. This is goat. What's the question? What's a reasonable price for a woodblock starter set? I have no idea. What do you mean, a starter set? I know knives and brushes and woodblocks and pigments and everything. I have no idea what. I can't put a number on such a thing. I've got no idea. Cheap tools, medium grade tools, high grade tools. How many knives? I'm sorry, I know. Whatever, the starter set I used was the starter set that was in my kitchen. An X-Acto knife, just a piece of lumber, a bamboo scoop for printing. Watercolor pigments from the kitchen drawer. Supplies, yeah. And as people are talking about, don't spend too much money, period. Don't buy a bunch of stuff that you probably won't need or you don't know what you're going to use. Chat with the guys on the Acolytes page about what they're using. Today's Monday, so who's in? It'll be in the shop downstairs. I think it's just me and the boys again today. We've got lots of people off this week again, end of the summer holidays. I think Cameron should be here, so he'll be dropping in about 20 minutes or so, maybe, I don't know, whatever his normal schedule is. It's been a bit quiet for us. Online shop has been very quiet. End of the summer is always like that. The shop now has come to the end of the summer rush. We're now in the last week or so before school starts, so there's not too many people traveling. So the shop now for the next week finally will be a bit quiet. And we're not in any way unhappy about that at all, because we need some room to catch our breath. August has been a record-setting month for us. It's still a few days to go, and it's turning out to be the highest month we've ever had anyhow, anywhere. With the new shop, of course. I was busy last night on auctions again, trying to find stuff. Does the shop atmosphere change on which combination of people are working? Yeah, Wednesdays are really noisy. Those three girls just do not stop talking all day long. Whatever, that's what happens. Monday's quieter. Doi-san and he are on. He's an older guy. From the customer's point of view, no big difference. Today there's a visit coming, an interesting visit this afternoon. Those of you who have seen some of my older videos saw me talk about in the video about somebody giving me a carving bench. The old carver's Harada Kametaro. His son lives not too far from here. His son is older than me, in his 70s. And he gave me a carving bench a couple of years ago. We talked about that in one of the videos. The son is coming back today. He dropped by a few days ago. He was actually unhappy. He's been evicted from his house. I don't know the backstory. No idea. He's been evicted and he's going to have to downsize and move to a smaller place. Don't you love these stories? The guy approached and says, "Dave, I'm downsizing, and already you downsize all you want. We've got lots of room here." So, and what he's got is blocks, wood blocks, carved wood blocks from his father. And there'll be two types. There'll be probably three types. There will be carved woodblock sets, which might actually be usable to make woodblock prints. It's not too common for carvers to have such sets, because of course they usually go to the publishers. But it happens now that the carvers also, whatever, their group of team is shocking and they end up getting block sets. So that might be part of what he's got. Another part of what he's probably got is just some old unused blocks that haven't been carved yet. And if that's the case, we're really, really, really interested in that. Blocks that have been sitting there waiting to be used. Brand new blocks that are 60 years old. So we're interested. He said he's going to come over with a taxi. So he's going to put a couple of boxes or whatever in the taxi and come over. That's the easy part. The hard part is that he needs cash. His whole life has suddenly been turned upside down. And he's trying to sell these things. So he's no longer interested in giving me stuff. He might like to do that, but he suddenly is short of cash. He's got to sell these, and this gets tough because how much we can pay for a blank piece of wood that we might or might not be able to use, and especially 3 days before payday. Again, same problem. So anyway, he's coming this afternoon. And it'll be an interesting conversation. It might be very difficult. Stream's lagging. I think I'm clear at this end. My CPU is really running high, but I don't think I'm dropping any frames. It's really hot at this end today. My video interface is too hot to touch. We've got it all standing up on the bench here, totally getting some wind. But I don't believe I'm dropping frames so far. We're uploading at the moment at 4458 kbs is what's going out of here, it says. Yeah, playback rate just on a 4K. I'm streaming it around 4K. It's fluctuating second by second. It's just around 4K. 4184, 3980, 4202. We're streaming at just about 4K. So speaking about the stream upload, Yabroski, if is this person in the chat today, the person doing the uploading, I have to have a request. The print party stream from a few days ago, They've asked me not to put that one on YouTube. They're worried about the privacy of the kids. So if that person is here, or if anybody knows, HB thingy, I've been doing it. Yeah, the request has come. You know that Canadian high school group that was here last week? They've asked me not to put that one on YouTube. I know they're worried about the privacy of the kids. They're underage kids and blah, blah, blah. And it's not my choice. They were okay with me streaming. They were really hesitant at first to allow us to stream. Then as it went on, they got better, more comfortable with it. But at the end of it, they've asked me, that's it. Please don't upload it further. So it's still on the Twitch page, which I told them it'll live there until it dies. And then they said, that's okay, but please don't put it up on YouTube. So thank you very much. Oh, thanks for your help with doing this, by the way, too. Thank you very much. You know, I told you I've had mixed feelings about this. Everything I say gets preserved forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, but all in the name of helping people learn how to do this, right? So thank you again for that. Is that channel getting lots of views? Are people actually going back and watching those older ones? People leaving. Good night, good night, good night. I'm still here for a while. Next year's subscription series. Nay, the decision is going to have to be made within a few days. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about that. The stuff that we would like to do, the stuff that we think we can get away with, the stuff that might make more money, might not make any money, but we'd like to make. I've got to think about the payroll. Crap, there's just so many things, you know. The balance between things that we can make, could make, can't make because it's too difficult, too many colors, would go too high. There's so many factors. So many factors. We're a bit mixed up because of the way it worked out this year. We've made some fun prints this year. They're simple, clean, fun prints. But the calculation business-wise didn't work. We'd had a $40 a month series 2 years ago and had whatever it was, X number of subscribers. So we thought what we'd like to do is challenge the printers to move much faster, spread more prints out. So we cut the price down to $25, making simpler prints. And it didn't work out. We got basically the same number of subscribers. So Jed's subscription revenue is way down. Our printer revenue was down, but it doesn't matter because we have lots of other work for the printers. They just moved over to making heroes and other stuff, so it's okay. The printers are not out of work here. But what I'm not sure now is, do we keep it at that same lower price level with a simpler print, or do we go back to a more complex print, which will mean putting the price back up? John Becker's going deaf stage by stage. That's how it happens, John. A few minutes first, then a few hours. Anyway, long story short, we're really looking now at making the prints more difficult, you know, ramping back up. 7 or 8 colors, more overlays, gradations, full backgrounds, not bare white paper. But it will have to be more expensive, which means it was 25 this year, so it's 35 or 40. I don't know. Haven't done all the math yet. And I'm not sure if people can stay with us or will stay with us. We have to make the one we're thinking about next year is the idea is not related to game prints at all. And this is another huge question mark for us. Many of the subscribers are people who came to us through the game world and they're looking for game prints. But every year, the same games, the same tropes, the same idea. We've got to get, you know, we've got to keep it refreshed. So the current idea that's on Jed's plate, my plate, we're looking at it, chewing it, thinking about it. The current idea is not game related. They're more complex prints. And they'll be more expensive than this year's very inexpensive set. But the other thing, not just the economics of how will they sell and how many will we have, the question is, can I physically get them made? Because the level of complexity that we've been playing with in the samples we've made so far, I don't know if we can do it on a month schedule. So far, one printer, Kawasaki-san, has been handling this easy. This year's series was easy for her. She's been doing other work for us in between. But if we switch to a more difficult format, then all of a sudden we have a deadline. I mean, we've always got deadlines here, but she now has a deadline that she may or may not be able to make. And then when it comes back to the printers, of course, the printer's deadline. So I'm trying to juggle all these things. Can I produce it? Can we produce it on time? Can we afford it? Will people subscribe to it? What's the minimum quantity we should make? will Jed get enough money from royalties to be able to pay his kids' health insurance? You know, whatever. I mean, we're laughing, but we have to figure out a way to get through all this stuff. Is that me? Do I live in Japan? We are broadcasting from Asakusa in Tokyo. I've been living here for now it's my 33rd year straight. I came back and forth for many visits first, but yes, it says so somewhere. Here, broadcasting from Mokuhankan in Asakusa, Tokyo. This is going well so far. The back side will be more difficult. Okay, here's the last sheet of the batch. After this, we'll be flipping it over, and the back side is going to be more difficult. You should be getting ding-dongs and stairwells pretty soon, right? Why is the back more difficult? Hang on a second. Wait till I get going on it. We've talked about it before, but hang on a second. I don't know, we're talking about the back side. Why is it tougher? I don't know. The sheets were dry when we did the front side. As I put the pigment of the glue on, I pushed down the paper, actually pushed the head of my brush. You saw me now and then pushing it back to try and get the stack straight. So if I push firmly down with the brush, it stretches out the paper a little bit. Because it was dry, it just laid down in front and did it. Okay, now the back side, doing it. Now the front side's wet. As I put these sheets on, they are wet. Now this is already sticking to the bottom here, and the next sheet will stick a little bit. So as I push my brush along, trying to stretch the paper, it can't move because it's stuck down. So these back corners sometimes fold up and crease. And you'll see me from now on feeling to make sure it's not building up creases. And the thicker and thicker and thicker this stack gets, the more likely it is to crease in these areas here. A little bit of a lighter fluid because this has already got lots of liquid in it now, the paper. Moving faster. Lighter touch, moving faster. Try not to drop so much liquid. We want to reach 100% saturation. I think I heard a bell in the distance. This is the third floor. We're up on the level 3. It is. We have footsteps. Suga-san. So, good morning. Come and say hello.
Hi,
Suga-san.
Hi, hello.
What are you printing?
Eh?
What are you printing? Times Burn Bright. She's on Times Burn Bright. The newest Duke Hills. もう今日終わり？水曜日終わり？
水曜日になりますね。
何色はまだ？
あと5色。
She has 4 or 5 colors left on the Times Burn Bright image. They're saying good morning, Suga-san, Suga-san, Suga-san. おはよう、おはよう。
本当だ。おはよう。イエーイ。イエーイじゃない。
紙ですが、3人の紙出したんですね。ですが、あゆみさんのものの名前入ってない。だから3つのパック、名前が入ってないです。やっぱだから彼女がテープを上に、だから言ってください。パックの中に入れてください。要は本当に彼女のか別のものかわからない。She and Cameron have been taking lots of video of every color, of brushing the color out, video from the top of the block, video from the side of the block. They've been scanning every sheet as it comes off the blocks. I'm dreading the editing for this one, but we'll get it out there. too wet in this corner. Well, you came up the stairs quietly, or didn't come up the stairs. Cameron's on. So, sizing. How you doing, sir? Nice weekend?
Oh, yeah, hot.
Yeah. We had the carnival on Saturday. That was
The Samba one.
so Saxo was just nuts. And yesterday was pretty quiet because of that.
I hope there aren't too many people passing out in the heat, dancing around in that weather.
I think they're ready for it.
They're dressed coolly.
So
If they're dressed up.
that's all. I was stunned. Some of them, the parade route is on the east side of Sensoji Temple, around the bottom to the west of us.
Right.
So a bunch of them, when they're walking back to the change rooms
Yeah.
and stuff, they came down our street.
Yeah. Like, what are you wearing?
Nothing. Nothing. I didn't think it was legal, but whatever.
Yeah. Interesting. I wonder if Japan has any laws on the books about clothing,
Topless?
because it doesn't seem that it's part of the culture to walk around
Topless. There's
topless or anything.
one of the beaches I go to, it's a nude beach, but it's totally unknown, unsanctioned, uncovered, unknown. But this was topless yesterday. Not everybody, of course, but they were topless. And they were. It seems they were Brazilian teams. There was like 12 Brazilian teams, not imported for the, came over for the event. It's a world deal. They give prizes and cups and all that kind of stuff. I can't do that, what you just did. I actually physically can't do that.
Drink a lot of water.
If I did that, the clock starts ticking, and about 120 seconds later, I'm in there.
Quick
Really.
visit.
Yeah, and
Wow.
from the backside. It just suddenly.
Wow.
So vivid, instant diarrhea. Within minutes. I just can't do it. I see you guys.
If I
are
don't
doing-
drink enough water,
I'm here. I'm drinking.
Pass out.
Sip,
Yeah, so you
sip,
drink
sip,
just
sip,
sips at a
sip,
time,
sip,
but you
but I
don't-
can't do what you just did. You put down what, like
I don't know. Top
500
little
cc's?
bit.
Cannot. Cannot do that. We are getting all drunk. I've got mango juice, and he's got, I don't know what he's got.
Just let me fill it up.
Bunch of new faces today. This is Cameron San, one of the staff here doing all kinds of jobs. It'll be light today. I think there was not so many orders. It's the last end of the summer before Labor Day. There's not
Got
much
it.
online image. There's not much people in the shop. It's all very much maintenance now, which is good. So that video editing,
It can get done.
or hopefully can get done.
At least move forward somewhere. Looks like you've got this whole one, or do you want help moving the camera over?
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's 9 o'clock now, because I have to let it sit. So I think maybe we'll just finish it. I don't know. We'll see how it helps. Just relax. I'll call you.
Okay, yeah, let me know. I'll be
It's not a good
downstairs.
time yet. I don't have a second batch started. So once I finish this, got to sit for 20 minutes to half an hour. And I'm not going to sit here and just chat for half an hour. So we'll probably wrap it up as I finish brushing this. No, Japan doesn't have Labor Day. I just meant, September, back to school, whatever. すぐさん、もう、すぐさん、もう閉まってクーラー入れてくださいでしょ。バンバンバンバンバンバン。一つ聞きたいことありますよ。去年、オンラインショップに、去年の、去年秋になって、オンラインショップにギフトプリントありますね。去年のミミズクの作品だった。
ああ、はいはい。
海外に住んでる人たちはクリスマスプレゼントのために
はいはいはい、あったね。
昨日すごい人気あったんです。ミミズクだからもう何回も
昨日
去年ごめん
あ、今日ね。
すごい人気あったんです
うん
よ。
うんうん。
で今年も人気になるようなものをちょっと探してます。
ああ、ギフトね。
そう。だから we can't do the same thing again, just another out. But it was really popular. So we're hunting around for something for this year that will be as popular as this. ミュージックと関係ない。人気になるような手
今
が。
年もね、また別の
はい
ね。
で昨日スタッフと一緒にいろいろ考えて、ちょっと広重の軽い風景やったんですね。ちょっと雪が入って軽い水の風景。ですが、綺麗ですが、そんなに綺麗じゃない。ですが、もし簡単な広重の風景がはがき版サイズ、プラス、さっき杉さんが出した
ああ、5分をピッピッピッピッってやるやつ。
考えると、すごい人気になる。
どんな絵だろう。
だから簡単な風景ね。広重の風景。
雪の。
そう。ですが、注文がすごい大きくなるでしょ。3000円、30ドル。スタッフ全員ができる？
どうかな。どうだろうな。まあできるんじゃないかな。
だからどれぐらい難しい？
そんなにね、コツさえ分かれば、そんなに難しくないけど。
じゃあ全員できそうですか？石川さんとかレイちゃんとか。
ああ、できるんじゃないかな。
もう一つの問題は、やってる間にやってバラバラ、スペースですか？
ああ。
やってるすぐ入れる？そのこと。
そう、乾かした後にやって、
そうか。
そう乾かした後にやって、それでしばらくちょっと重ねないで、重ねるとやっぱりちょっと裏にくっついちゃうから。
でもシワにならない。
ならない。
OK、じゃあスペースを用意して。
用意しとけば。
じゃあできそうでしょ？
やろうと思えばね、できると思う。石川さんにも見せたの？
まだ
見せてない？
自分の頭の中にある。
そうなんだ。そうだね、今年もそういう季節がやってきたね。そうか、早いな。
Okay, sorry about all the Japanese. Excuse me. So, let me rerun some of this in English. 今ちょっとこの人たちに説明します。
そうね。広重ね、いいけどね。広重はいい。
Okay, first I need somebody to find the link for me. If you go over to my Mystique series page and look for print number, what's called print number 10, the winter scene. If somebody can find the link, please. The woodblock.com/Mystique. Look for the prints and find the print that's called a winter scene. It's a boat on a river with some snow and stuff. If somebody can find that link first and show that, then I can explain what I was talking about to her.
あれそういえば今日あゆみさん今日動作やったらそこ閉めないといけない。
あ
クーラー
そうか
あゆみさんの部屋クーラーつかなくなっちゃう
そうかそうか
かなね
まあすぐその紙です。
本当クーラーで乾かす
そうか
そうだよねあゆみさんいると閉められちゃうとかわいそうだね
It's starting to crease. I'm too busy talking and crapping around and whatever. It's starting to crease. If I'm like, here, this one just below here. I don't know if you can see it. As I push the top one over, the one below it creased up. And if I didn't catch it and pull it out here, and it's one that had too much liquid in that corner on the front side. Good. We've caught it early, so no problem. Mystique Series 10 printing stages. Is that, I can't see the picture, is that the one with the boat in the snow and all that stuff? Yes, boats in the snow. Okay. Then what I was talking to her about was this. So now we have to get our gift print ready this year soon. It's now the end of August. The gift print page goes open October the 20th every year. So we have to get something thought about, conceived, designed, carved, and the first sample prints ready before October 20th. And then we have to be ready to ramp up production. Bang, 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 bang. So what I was chatting with her about was this. I told her, do you remember last year we had that owl print? It was really popular, blah, 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 blah. For this year, we were yesterday in the shop, a few of us were looking at different prints, looking at different designs, and I thought about one idea. What if we took a simple design from any one of the guys, you know, Hiroshige, Hokusai, whatever, a very simple, clean snow landscape or something, you know, a temple in the snow or some people in the snow walking or whatever, something like that, and printed it up, and then also sprayed snow on top of it. It would really be kind of quite a nice little special print with sprayed snow on top of it. And the reason I'm asking her about that is because she's the one that just did that last batch. She did a batch of 100 or so of that prints of the boats in the snow. And when I first gave her to, she said, I'm lost, I can't do it, I don't know what to do, I've never done this before, blah, 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 blah. But as usual, she sits down, figures it out, we talked to her, we practiced, I showed her my way of doing it, she worked out a better way of doing it, we went through. We did a blog post about this. So I was just asking her now, how practical do you think it would be if we did our gift print this year with that same kind of effect? Because what I'm worried about is it takes much too long for each one. There's too many spoiled copies. We need a print that we can really produce fairly smoothly and easily without too much spoilage. And we were chatting, and she thinks it's doable. I know what she did differently from me. When I made my version of that print years ago, I put the sprayed snow on when the paper was still moist, and I had a really difficult time of it because you can't dry them out just by sitting them on a shelf because they get curly. So I had real trouble keeping them moist without going curly, without spoiling the snow. And she and I last month, when she was doing it, worked out a way to do it. We dry the paper first and then put the sprayed on snow afterwards. So it's much easier. So I'm thinking now that we might look around for something like that. So this year's gift print might be a little bit, what's the word? A little bit kitschy. I'm not sure if that's the proper word, you know. A classic scene in the snow with a really nice effect of actual snow on top of it. So it's something else. I've got to make my mind up and get this decided within the next couple of weeks. Deadlines, deadlines, deadlines. I mean, over in China, they're busy building Christmas toys right now, of course, and here in Japan, going to be the same thing. So very soon now, even in the 30-degree weather, we're going to be printing Christmas gift prints. But I also have to think about the economics, you know, how much you have to pay these guys for each one. If that extra step takes an extra, whatever, 10 minutes for each print, it won't do that. But if it takes so long, I have to pay them for it. And so far, that gift print, we've kept the same price forever. It's since I started doing it about 15 years ago, we've kept the same price. No, actually that's not true. They were 25, I think, for the first couple of years. Then it went 30. And for a long time, it stayed at $30. And we can maybe get away with it this year because the US dollar is strong against the yen right now. Although knowing my luck, if I do set the price and open the page, the dollar will crash or something. Whatever. I think we're doing well here today, you know. It's coming out very nice, very smooth. I think we've got a good batch of I'm nervous about this creasing. If one gets creased, it bumps up, and then you get 4 or 5 each side gets spoiled. I think I'm okay. We have another small problem developing here this morning that Suga-san just reminded me of when she was here. The center room on the 3rd floor here is the room, you've seen me before, where I hang up these sheets, I wrap them in plastic. And then we slam the doors shut so that the paper dries as slowly as possible. What I had forgotten today is that Ayumi-san is coming today to do some printing. And she brings her little baby. And they use the same room, the middle room. And they're going to close the door at this end and open the door at the other end wide so that the air conditioning from the printer's room comes in also to that room. So we have a bit of a problem this morning. She's going to want the air conditioning for her and the baby, of course. I'm going to want the room closed. So I'm going to hang the paper here in the nursery in a few minutes. And she's going to come in and bang open the doors. So we have a bit of a problem. Baby, of course, is going to get priority, so I think when I wrap after hanging them, I've got to wrap it in plastic carefully. I've got to make sure I really do that tightly today. Moko Hong Kong has a nursery, just insane. Absolutely insane. Also, she was here Friday and it was a disaster. She had come to work in the morning, whatever, put the kid down, started work, and then I heard the story later. I can't hear it from the shop, but wah starts. She gets up, rocks the kid 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Kid goes to sleep. She gets back to her desk, tries to get the moisture back to normal. Wow. It went on all day. I didn't know. We were, who and I, Kawai-san and I were in the shop or something downstairs. And a little old lady popped her face in the shop, said, "Is it okay? Can I come in? Is it okay?" And I remembered I met her before somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. But I said, "Yeah, sure. So she ran away." And Cameron and I looked at each other and I'm like, "Do you know who that was?" He said, "I don't know who that was, but did we, why did she run away? We were inviting her, come in. And she had said clearly, I said, "Okay, can I do this? Can I come in?" And we said, yeah. And she ran away. So Cameron and I were like, "What is this? What is it? What's happened? And occasionally we'll get something like maybe somebody will come and arrange a print party for 12 people, and I've forgotten to make a note of it. And then 2 months later they come in and say, "Okay, we're here for the print party," and there's 12 people behind them. And I was thinking, this must be one of those things that I've forgotten. So we quickly scattering around, "Okay, what's going on? We went outside, she's just disappeared. Where are we? What's going on?" No idea what had happened. What it was Ayumi-san had phoned her mother to come on over to help her with this. And I had met her mother years ago at the wedding. So I have met this lady, but had no idea where. Just the face was something familiar to me. So Cameron gets upstairs, and there's Grandma with the baby. Ayumi-san trying to print. And she got absolutely nothing done. But whatever, it's an experiment. We're trying it. From our end here, just whatever we can do to support her, fine. But I don't know. It'll be a long time, I think, before she's back to be printing the Doi Hanga blocks. A long time. The bit of a downside for me is that because she's not going to be productive, and she knew we couldn't, we're going to pay her by the time. So she's booking in here in the morning on the timesheet, booking out in the afternoon. So this is all running on my meter as this little experiment. So whatever, it's okay. Anything you can do to try and help it happen, When I think back, when I was a young couple, part of a young couple with little kids, God, life was so tough, So anything we can do to help her get through this part of it, What's the deal? It takes a village or whatever, so it's fine having her grandmother around, having our support here. It's not going to cripple us. But I don't know if we're going to get any prints out of it. We'll see. It's part of the loyalty thing, that works here in Japan. But I don't know overseas anymore. I don't know. When she was working here as a printer, it was quite possible that she could have got a phone call from some other workshop. They've seen her work here. Hey, come on over and work for us, And she would never, ever have done that. It's loyalty. We trained her. She worked here. She's one of our printers. As long as you treat people normally, they would never run away and go somewhere else. But the loyalty cuts both ways. When an employee needs, support or help, whatever, the company has to be there to help do it. So the loyalty works both ways. Seems I'm getting away with it. I thought I might need to put an extra liter in here. I'm getting here. It's okay. The business about why does it have to dry slowly? Because if it dries quickly, the paper ends up wrinkly. The glue forms a wrinkle curve, and it never comes out. The paper will always be wrinkled, even after printing. If you've got wrinkled glue, then you can moisten it for printing, it goes flat, you make your print, and then when it dries, it goes back to the wrinkled stage. So we have to dry it slowly to keep it from stopping from forming wrinkles. And again, yes, somebody mentioned in the stream earlier, okay, build a machine, got hot flat rollers, you could dry it in a few seconds. And yes, we could with a multi $10,000 machine. This is the dangerous part, because it's expanding under here. If I don't catch wrinkles, creases, Okay, we're down to the last half a dozen sheets or so here. And I think what we'll do, you know, some of you, you've seen this before. You've seen me go to the next room and hang it up. I can't do that without waiting for, 20 minutes or so. So that won't work today. So we're going to come to the bottom of my stack and then we'll sign off here. Today's Monday, so there'll be no stream tomorrow. It's my day off. It's a good in-joke, day off. Tomorrow I'll be out in Ome early in the morning. I'll be leaving here about 6:30 to get there by about 9. And it's filming. It's the TV program, unless they've decided to cancel because of my stubbornness yesterday. It'll be filming in Ome for the TV program. And this is also interesting. They're booked so far for Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday in Ome and in the evening in Asakusa, which is not going to happen. And then Friday all day in Asakusa. And given that they want 25 minutes of film in the can, I think that needs 3 days. I have lots and lots of experience with this. And the guy says, no, 2 days. We can do it in 2. We can wrap it in 2. Let's make a little bet with anybody who wants to take a bet with me. They've booked for 2 days, Tuesday and Friday. And I think they're going to have to book 1 more day. And we'll see how it goes. He's also planning, so we'll get to Ome around noon, we'll film there, and we'll get back to Asakusa. We'll start filming in Asakusa about 5 o'clock. And he just doesn't have a clue how far away it is, how dark it is out there, how difficult it's going to be to get the light right. He's an earnest young boy, but he's an earnest young boy. Patreon, I've got to decide what to do on that too. The Patreon money at the moment is going into general revenue, and we are building up mulberry fiber and a back order of paper with Sawaki-san. So that's our single biggest large extra expense. But I haven't got it all balanced and worked out. I've got to get over to Sawaki-san's place to get the next batch of paper sorted out, because we have another batch of mulberry coming in January. What is the sizing for? The sizing is for a couple of things. It provides physical strength to the paper. Without sizing, when we moisten the paper and try and print, it just comes apart. It fragments. It doesn't have the physical strength for the heavy work we make it do. Also in the mix here is alum is mixed in, and that acts to help stop the pigments from spreading sideways. You know, you put a blotter paper down, the pigments spread sideways. This way we print in a circle, it stays in the circle. So the sizing mixture is physical strength on the paper plus stopping the pigment from, I don't know the English word, spreading around. And I think we've done a pretty nice job here today. I do believe. Okay, the brush goes in hot water. We've got to the bottom of our 2 liters. I don't think I've spoiled any of these sheets. This stack is now going to get covered for, it's indeterminate, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe a half hour. We want to let the water soak through the sheets. If we let it sit too long, of course, they do physically start to stick together. And in winter, it's tough, because in winter, they really do stick together. We got to get going on this next step fairly quickly. In summer, I have much more leeway. So this will now sit here. I said 15, 20, I will then hang them. But I think that's it, you know. I think we'll sign off here. As I said, today's Monday. Tomorrow, Tuesday, there will be no live stream. Wednesday, we'll be back here. And it could be 50-50. It could be another sizing stream Wednesday. I'm sorry to be boring about this, but I've got the printers have all given me their jobs. This is for Suga-san and Kanai-san. And I still have paper to produce for Kawai-san and Lei-chan. They have new jobs coming up. So Wednesday morning may be another sizing stream, or it could be I'll be downstairs in the shop carving the latest block in the Octopus series. But I think, gang, I think that's it. Thank you very much for coming over today. I'm now going to drink, and then get this paper hung up, and get in the shop and get to work. Thanks, guys. There's a lag in this thing today. No drop frames. Full. KBS 4000. Okay, away we go. See you next time. Bye from Fridge.